Right. That was very insightful. So I think now we can move with the Q&A session. I would request all the participants to kindly put their questions in the chat box and we can take them one by one. I have already received a few questions and I'll just. So there's a question. What are the basic skill sets that a person applying for an internship in this field must have?
See, when I was doing my interview for an intern at Credit Suisse, I used to go around with a lot of logical questions, building that logical reasoning, puzzles, and understanding different kind. So if you are from, for example, if you are applying for some software position, it's going to be more of implementing general codes, the most appropriate way to do coding. So for that, I would recommend going to Lead Code or HackerRank and those kind of platforms to experience those kind of questions. So the knowledge that you should have is something that you're applying for. So if I am applying, for example, I'm applying for a data position, I need to know what are them, tools and technologies used in data, and I should have at least a limited experience of using those tools and technologies. If I'm applying for a software development, I should know one object oriented language for in and out so that I can implement everything that is needed. Not necessarily multi-threading, but I should be able to understand different kind of sorting algorithms, merge sort, bubble sort, and those kind of things. These are some entry level questions which people do ask during internship interviews. So I think it depends on what you're applying for. You should know the technologies and you should have experience. If you don't have experience during your internships, it's okay to have projects, pet projects. So I have been doing pet projects on coronavirus data, building Tableau dashboards back in April or May. Um, so I stopped doing it because now it's become part of our lives. But earlier it was so intriguing that seeing that the cases are rising exponentially. So it comes down to what technologies you would want to use, or your the position that you're applying for requires or is using.
Yeah. So Shorvi has a question for you. What advice would you give to someone who is planning to pursue masters in MIS or masters of applied data science? Also, should we get job experience before we go for masters? Will it be a plus for placements after masters, especially for a student of EXTC?
So it's a tough question. So it's not a black and white question. So it wouldn't have a black and white answer. There's no right and wrong. It You might hear this word a lot uh, by a lot of other people. It depends. So while applying for so if you are confident that you know all the basics and at least one object oriented language, you have some experience in visualizations, like basics of data cleaning, data science models and those kind of things, it's okay to go right from start, go apply for core data science and get that degree. And if you are going for something like if you are having an experience wherein you are just involved with your curriculum, you are not doing something extra, you're just involved with the XTC, then yes, you need some experience or some projects or some value add to your profile so that you can get easier jobs. So getting into the US university is not your main focus, right? Your main focus is getting a good job and getting the right work. So based on how much you already know or you're confident of, and understanding your weakness and plus points, you decide between applying for core data science colleges versus applying for MIS. And again, it comes down to the university you're applying to. So tier one university MIS and tier two computer science, I would always go with tier one, because tier one universities open doors and platforms for you to interview with lot of companies. Like example, I was interviewed with Apple, Facebook, Amazon, Google, Nvidia, say Netflix, and those kind of companies. So I was also also got chances to reach out to different banks within the US, because that was my experience. So it comes down to a lot of, what's your GRE score, what's your background. You collect all of that and make that informed decision what colleges and what courses you apply for.
This